Long before colonial rule, Yoruba civilization flourished between the 15th and 18th century through powerful city-states such as Ife, Oyo, and Ijebu, linked by trade network and shared political traditions. By the early 1700s, the Oyo Empire has risen as the dominant power in Yorubaland, expanding across the savannah through a disciplined cavalry and a sophisticated administrative system. Throughout the 18th century, the Alaafin of Oyo, supported by the Oyo Mesi Council, coordinated tribute system and military campaigns that secured regional dominance for decades. However, after the death of Alaafin Abeokuta in 1789, internal political struggles and provincial rebellions weakened imperial authorities, setting the stage for widespread instability. By the late 1700s and early 1800s, expanding Atlantic trade introduced firearms into coastal Yoruba states, shifting military balance and intensifying rivalries. In 1817, the Owu War erupted. After years of siege, Owu was destroyed around 1821, marking one of the most devastating early conflicts of the 19th century Yoruba Wars. Following Owu's fall in the early 1820s, displaced population migrated across Yorubaland, contributing to the rapid growth of new war towns and defensive settlements. By the 1920s and 1930s, the Oyo Empire collapsed under external Fulani pressure and the internal fragmentations, leaving successor states to compete for supremacy. Ibadan was founded around 1829 as a war camp and quickly rose to prominence, becoming the most powerful military state in Yorubaland by the mid-19th century. In 1877, the Ekiti-Parapor alliance formed to resist Ibadan dominance, beginning what became known as the Kiriji War, one of the longest civil conflicts in Yoruba history. Between 1877 and 1893, prolonged battles saw widespread use of Dani guns and the entrenched warfare, reflecting the transformation of Yoruba military strategy. Throughout the 1880s, large war camps evolved into semi-permanent settlements, sustaining armies with blacksmiths, traders, and supply caravans. By the late 19th century, warriors increasingly replaced swords with imported firearms, while forest supply routes kept distance fronts operational. Decades of warfare, especially between 1820 and 1893, devastated farmlands and displaced countless families, weakening regional economies. Despite instability, religious institutions and household structure continued functioning throughout the 19th century, preserving Yoruba's spiritual identity during wartime. Oral historians preserved memories of the Owu War, Ibadan campaigns, and the Kiriji conflict, ensuring that 19th century struggles were never forgotten. By 1886, British colonial authorities formally mediated the Kiriji War, and in 1893, a peace treaty was signed, effectively ending large-scale Yoruba Civil Wars. Between 1893 and 1900, British Protectorate agreement expanded, and by 1901, former colonial administration replaced independent military governors across Yorubaland. Today, modern southwestern Nigeria cities stands upon the foundation shaped between 1817 and 1893, a century defined by resilience, warfare, adaptation, and enduring cultural strength.